Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. Happy St. Patty's Day. I hope everybody's feeling well and doing well. I got up this morning. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Alberta. I went out with my coffee out on the step just to get some fresh air. The birds were singing, the squirrels were squirreling. Life was good. I came in, I turned on YouTube. And within a short amount of time, I felt myself doing this, and I realized, relax, take a deep breath. You're not breathing at this point. And whenever I get like that, I go directly to my tarot cards. So I thought rather than just going and doing it alone, I would share with you guys. So I thought we're going to have a quick look into the coronavirus. Where is it going? What's happening? Because there's just so much panic. There's so much misinformation. And we really need to get people taking what they're saying seriously. This is not... See, it's hard because there's, on the one hand, you know that there's some human intervention. But on the other hand, we have to take precautions. We have to take care of ourselves. So let's have a look, because Donald Trump was saying about how this could be going into, July and August. I don't want to go too far ahead, so let's look at March, April, May, and June. Where have the vibrations changed? Is there any relief coming? Because it's just such a feeling of panic right now. So for March, we have the Page of Cups. So for the Page of Cups, this is realizing that there's a need for the reduction of fear, that what's happening right now is not something that's affecting us for the short term. It's going to be a long-term thing. It's going to change our lives. No, I'm not saying that we're going to be sheltered in or anything like that, but we are going to have to be aware that we're no longer bordered off. That matters not if Donald Trump wants to build the biggest fences. It won't keep viruses and things that we're going to have to deal with as a world from happening. April, people are going to have to start changing the way they're thinking. The people who have not been taking this seriously are going to be taking this seriously. They have to change their thoughts about it. And there has to be a coming together, because we have been in such a negative funk for so long that we've manifested all this negative tension in the world. And of course, it's going to break into something. So March, April, May. So May, we're going to be getting new facts. There's going to be more remedies. There's going to be more information. China is so far ahead of our curve, so we have a good, reasonable way of looking at how this is going to be affected. And we are coming into the summer months. No, heat does not destroy it, but it does slow down its ability to be shared in the community. It slows it down. So there's lots of remedies and things that are going to be coming up. So by June, there's going to be a renewal. You're definitely going to see a renewal of people starting to feel like, oh, okay, we're slowly taking our steps out to get back to our new norm. But I would heed a warning, because we've looked into this before, that, people can't get out there and all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm going to, act like it was before, because that's no longer the way it's going to be. So, we may see a resurgence. It won't be a terrible one. We'll have a lot more things, therapies. I mean, they even have tested for the first vaccination. Now, it might take a year to come out, but it has been within the first 3 months that they found it. And we certainly saw that in our previous video. So I'm going to have a quick look at Egypt. I'd like to see how they're faring with the coronavirus. And we'll do a little 5-card spread. Everybody stay healthy. Stay in good spirits. This too shall pass. but there's lessons to be learned here. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So guys, you guys, you have to start taking this seriously. You have to stop gathering. You can't look at this as a big vacation. I've heard from Egypt that people are out thinking that they're off work and off school, so everybody conjugate together. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Stop. People have to take this seriously. It's affecting all the countries. It's like up to almost like 160, and we only have like 180 plus. Don't quote me on that. So there's not a lot of seriousness happening, but the government is giving out the information. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is having to make a decision to go one way or the other. And there has to be a lot more information and news going out there, and there has to be a lot more test. It's going to affect you guys, so we need to get into this seriously. There is the Two of Wands, so there's going to be maneuvering around. You guys are so tight with China. I mean, you gave 10 tons of medical supplies to them, and there's certainly a strong connection there. So you guys are going to have to look at rising up. What is it that you want? Do you want to continue on the road that you've been going? And, obviously this is affecting, it's affecting everybody's, what's the word? When people travel. So it's affecting their tourism. My gosh. And they need to look at, they have basically a king there who's trying to be in power till 2030, and I don't know that this serves the people. They need to get up and hear their voice, get their voices heard. We have the Nine of Swords. So because there wasn't a quick enough response, you're going to see the numbers go up, and people are going to feel the worry and the stress and the overwhelmingness of the situation. But that's how everybody's country is going in these similar curves. The best we can do is hope that people stop gathering, get out, go home. And the worry and stress is going to cause people to have to change their minds. They're going to have to leave their old ways of doing things, the thoughts that they're having, and get into protecting themselves. So my friends in Egypt, let's get serious. Let's make sure that we are taking the precautions. And even if you're not, even if the other people around you aren't doing it, you do it. Make sure that you're covered. Help the people that are in your community that are taking it seriously and need that help. Because, I know somebody asked about a new world order. I'm not going to get into that into this video. But, I wouldn't be surprised if this event ended up causing the world to kind of say, hey guys, we all affect each other way too much now, and we need to have a conversation. I think that will be one of the results. So just because I have to, Donald Trump. I heard reports today he was all mad at Jared Kushner because Jared Kushner had told him, oh, don't worry about this, it's going to blow over. But there's always somebody to blame, and the fact is he should have been listening to the scientists and to the medical people. He knew long before it ever hit, and he was just looking at how to make money off it. And I guarantee you, there's already, we've said this in the past, there's already in the news little things coming out about it. It's going to come out even more. So I have to look at him. I have to see, in his last reading, I saw the tower. I said, there's a lot of, there's something happening. There's something going on, guys. There's something going on. So let's have a look at Donald Trump. We'll do like a 5 card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first card, 7 of Swords. So he had to accept the change. he had to face up to what was following him, and he had to look back and say, oh no, I made a mistake. I did not listen to the right people. And now he's been hit with it. The reality has hit him. Five of Pentacles. An act of God. An act of God that is showing that we're in a place where the borders no longer matter. We're in a world we have to take care of each and every one of us. It matters not from where you come. And that this act of God is happening to all of us as a world community. And that there's going to be hurt because, look, I'm not expecting a Spanish flu. I'm expecting things to kind of improve even by like April, May, which I think is going to like, help the stock market and the whole 9 yards. But any loss of life is one too many. That's just it. And it has a ripple effect through all the family, and it's hard. He's having to weigh out the situation even stronger than he did before. He has to look at what he was intending and where he's going and what's facing him, because I think he's like a little child getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar and somebody said, nope. But it's still all about the money. It's still all about trying to make money and hiding the deals and making money without being compassionate, because there's no compassion in any of these card readings towards people. It's like, because he has that 5 in his world, and that connects with the 5 of US, so he's up and down and causing the stock market to go up and down, and it's just a whole event. So we have the King of Pentacles. So this is definitely organizing, constructing something that has far reaches into the future. So I think out of all of this hurt and pain, there is going to be a rebuilding of things. But I am concerned about this. I think he realized something and he's seen the loss. I don't know that he's going to stick around to take the blame. He'd be more than willing to take the credit, but not the blame. And as I always do on my own, I'm just going to say, is there any chance he's leaving by the end of May? Because in previous readings, continuously, I always see these little outs. And I see an out in March, and then I saw another out in August. And that's just possible because there's always, we have free will. So there's always multiple of paths that you can go. But if everything were to remain exactly the same as now, I can give you an idea of how things are going to look. And because this is a constantly changing thing and there's so much free will coming up through from the voters to the politicians to everything, it's a constant change. And continuously through all my readings, I keep seeing this big to-do to happen. Be careful for the U.S., but I also think that's be careful Donald Trump. I don't know if he's sick, not just mentally, or if this is just too overwhelming, but definitely get the sense that, this different Donald Trump is so much more, so much more than what we see. There's so much more that we don't know. So is there any chance that he's leaving by the end of March? Oh my God. 8 of Cups. That's my leaving card. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine, guys? Okay. So we have 2 scenarios here. He's leaving, or he's turning his back on the way he's been doing things. He's going to continue on because he has Russia, and Russia's telling him what to do. So I think this is a good indication that something might come up before the end of March that's going to make Trump really consider walking away. Guys, do your bit. I mean, vote blue all the way. Get rid of all the Senate people like Lindsey Graham and all of them. But also put out your positive thoughts. Picture good health. Take a deep breath. Don't get overwhelmed. This will pass. And let's think positive thoughts for the U.S. because no matter who's in power or what's going on, we just want everybody to have health and life and liberty and all these good things no matter where you're from. So with that, wishing you light for your darkness. Enjoy your St. Patty's Day. Have a good night.